Just what? Yeah.
We back.
Finally.
We back like we never left, but we did leave for a little while, man. Yeah. Life's been lifing.
We left y'all hanging like black dads.
Yo, nah, things been crazy. There's so much we got to catch up on, bro.
Yeah, for
So
real.
much we got to catch up on, man.
Oh my God.
I mean, we're still in the government shutdown. I thought by the time we're gonna do this, the government shutdown will be over. So definitely want to touch on that. I mean, so much, man, in the music world. I mean, you
Man.
know, I've been dropping my music, right? But yeah, in the
Thank
music
God
world,
somebody dropped something.
yeah, man. I mean, the Grammy nominations just got announced, so there's a couple of those that are pretty dope. Shout out to everybody who got a Grammy nom.
We got
AI
the
in
list.
music is. Say again.
Nah, so we got the list. I got a list of some nominations too. We'll touch
Cool.
base on that. And you right about the AI music, cause shout out to my boy Corey, man. He just crazy. He just dropped the AI track and got it up on Spotify. I actually meant to send it over to you. Pretty fire.
Well, bro, there's so much AI music now. I don't know if you heard there is the first AI song just debuted on the Billboard.
No way.
There's like
It's not
an
the one
AI
that
artist
Timbaland
that
did,
got
right?
paid millions, and then different one,
Mm.
whole different artist. Yeah, so yeah, debuted on the Billboard charts. This artist that got an AI artist that got like a multi-million-dollar contract. So there's that. We'll touch on that. Yeah, I think I mentioned the shutdown. I mean, people are there's update with the SNAP benefits. Um, man, it's so much. Oh, there was the elections that happened last
Yes.
week.
A sweat. Big sweep.
There was a sweep, the Democratic sweep of Virginia, New York City, and New Jersey. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about that. The implications of that. What
Yeah.
what the
Well, like
temperatures
Jersey
like
held
and all that.
strong. From what I heard. Jersey
Yeah,
held on. So
yeah,
shout out to
um,
Jersey.
yeah. It was crazy. So where should we? Let's start with music. Let's start with music.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
that's where my home is. So we'll start with some music and we'll get into everything else.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
easiest thing for me to talk about anyway. Cause when it comes to like politics and just anything when it comes to, I guess I'll just say politics. Politics has become so partisan that it's so divisive no matter what you're talking about. You know
Right.
what I mean? If you bring
Right.
up any political issue, people immediately see where that fits into their narrative of their political side,
Right.
and then that's what informs like their opinion and how they respond to it instead of
Yeah.
just like responding to the actual thing.
And how they influence, yeah.
You
It'll
know,
influence your opinion and your outlook.
and that makes it tough, man, because that's something I realized like during 2020, right, when I started doing a lot of activism work and just trying to educate and organize around just
Being involved in
social
your community.
justice, racial awareness, social awareness, different things. Just trying to increase awareness and education around these things. But I will get into these dialogues and these conversations and these debates with people that clearly for them it was more of an intellectual exercise than it was something where they were actually compassionate or empathetic or even cared about what we were talking about. It
Right.
was more about, it was an intellectual exercise so they can argue the point of their political side. It wasn't coming from like a
A
real
core
person to
value.
person,
Right.
thing.
Right. This wasn't a core
Yeah.
value of theirs. It was just political pundits ranting and saying, hey, this is what the collective thinks and this is what we're pushing. So make sure you get up there and speak for all umpteenth of us because you're the talking head.
Yeah, well, even like, for the people on the other, people that disagree with where I'm coming at with it. It's like I wasn't having these discussions in good faith. It was just about, there was never a, oh, let me see where this person's coming from. It was, let me see where I can debunk this person's ideas.
Right.
And a lot of times it's coming from people who don't have the experience and don't do the research, don't actually have the knowledge. So it's just an intellectual exercise where they can argue the points of their political side. And I see that happening. I feel like that's all political discussion now. For the most part, it's people engaging in it in that way, as opposed to trying to understand, or actually like trying to first and foremost find solutions. First and foremost find like solutions for society or for people, for whatever it may be. More than anything, it's just about like, how do I make the argument that my side is better? You know what I mean? And that's kind of like the point of the discussion.
Right.
Yeah. And for me, I'm like, I'm independent. I very much like, my only dog in the fight is progress. You know what I mean?
Same.
Whoever brings about the progress, So
but
yeah, that's like,
who's going to bring about progress and maybe like positive change in the hope of, to a sense, as much as possible, equality, which is always a common aspiration amongst humans, but it's always one of the things that you're constantly striving for, because you can't perfect it, and it's one of those it's one of those lines that's constantly moving of what equality can appear to look like.
Yes, and equality is tough because like we're gonna get to that actually. We're not gonna start too deep. We're not gonna start too deep. Because
the pies never cut equally.
Man, this is what happens. But, exactly. It's like, at the end of the day, the world isn't fair, and as much as we want it to be, I think that we should be trying to make it as fair as possible, but with the understanding that it has never been fair, probably never will be. But as like compassionate, human beings, we should want it to be fair. So that's what we should work towards. You know what I mean?
I think people need to, as far as like the same effort for equality, people need to put the same effort towards compromise. Be willing to, approach the same effort you do with equality the same way you want to compromise, because it's going to take people compromising to reach equality. It's always I always said,
absolutely. Absolutely.
When I'm doing certain finance scenarios and vehicles in particular, I draw like a pyramid, and each of those points,
it's the rock.
Right? Each of those points represents, like, one is going to be your interest rate, one is going to be your term, one is going to be your payment. Someone's always going to reveal what that pain point is that they're suffering from. So in that regard, take that and replace interest rate, payment, and term with equality, compromise, and goals. And which one are you pretty much after? And the other two you're going to be willing to either give up on, or so same thing. But you did harp on music. I don't want to lose track.
Okay, let's start with music. Well,
man, we finally got some nominations, man, like you mentioned.
Yeah, so that's the two things I wanted to talk about when it comes to the music, get your thoughts on, were the Grammy nominations were just drops. I don't know if you got the list in front of you, but
I do.
We could discuss that because something that's interesting, right, is that this is I think I heard that this is the first time that it's like three albums that were nominated for Best Rap Album of the Year are also nominated for Best Album of the Year, right? So we have a good chunk of rap albums that are nominated for Album of the Year, and we'll discuss what those albums are in a second. But it's interesting because this also coincides with just a few weeks ago, or last week or 2 weeks ago, the headline came out that this was the first time in 35 years that there were no rap songs in the top 40, and
Yeah.
this is an interesting discussion because I remember earlier in the year, after we had like the Clips drop, and then JID dropped, and then like there
Yeah.
was some real high quality hip hop,
Yeah.
that came out this year, and people were talking about how it was like such a good year, but then also we had, for the first time in 3.5 decades, that no rap songs were in the top 40. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that. That was
Yeah,
kind
for
of a
sure.
lot, but yeah,
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 no. It
yeah.
encompasses. Like I think they both correlate and they encompass one another. And I did find that point interesting because I came to it myself, and I had just said, like, in the sense of people were dropping. I guess the impact wasn't there, which to me is surprising because even with a person like Drake that dropped, and who was unable to chart, in the top 25, if anything. And if he was there, it wasn't there too long. I think he reached like what, number 10 at one point,
Yeah, he was there for a
and
minute, but then yeah,
yeah,
it dropped.
microwave.
You saw what the academics said about that? Academics was
No,
like, "See, y'all wanted to destroy Drake so bad and all that, and now hip hop's not in the top 40. Kind of like hip hop did this to itself, by
right?
taking down the boy."
Yeah,
I thought that was
man.
interesting.
Well, he always want to hold those pom poms for him, which is cool.
For
You
Drake.
know, it's because it's just like at the same time, it was also revealed it was self destructive for Drake in that sense. The details that came out about the case, so the machine wasn't behind him as well. So you can say that act, but at the same time, if the machine would have just been applied to, i.e., what you're seeing with Kendrick, I think it all depends on the window that we're looking for as well. I think in that regard, because Kendrick was 2024, right? They were counting him, even though he's
The
still, I
beat.
guess the linear year was 2024, but because he's GNX is in the best rap album, and really quick, like best rap album
Yeah.
is GNX, Kendrick Lamar, Let God Sort 'Em Out, Clips, and Pusha T and Mallets,
Yup.
Glorious Glorilla, and I'm always
Oh,
butchering this,
Glorilla
but
got a nom?
she got a nom,
Hey,
Chromacopia.
shout out Glorilla, man. Yo, shout out Glorilla,
Glow got a nom, yo, and that's what I'm saying. Folks slept on, the females, but
man. Yeah.
Chromacopia, Tyler the Creator. We have the Book of David, Dave East, which surprised me. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
That's for
Oh, so
best
so
rap
these are
album.
best rap album, right? Okay. Word,
Yeah,
word, word.
yeah.
Yeah.
Best rap
Yeah.
performance. TV Off, Kendrick Lamar featuring Lefty Gunplay, Sticky, Tyler the Creator, Sexy Red, Lil Wayne, and Glorilla. Not Like Us remix, Kendrick Lamar. I don't know where the remix came from. But Dochi Flow, Dochi, Let God Sort 'Em Out, Clips. That's for best rap performance. Best rap song, TGIF, Glorilla, Luther, Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Let God Sort 'Em Out, Clips. Sticky, Tyler the Creator, Sexy Red, Lil Wayne, and Glorilla. Dochi Flow, Dochi. That's for the best rap song. Then we also have, lastly, best melodic rap performance, which kind of surprised me. But I like it. I'll take it. Shoot, we could probably get Scott in there one day. Luther, Kendrick
Absolutely.
Lamar, SZA, Sticky, Tyler the Creator, Glorilla, a
Yeah.
bar song, Tipsy, Shabusi, Doshi Flow,
Oh, that's
Doshi.
that's in for wait, a
Best,
bar song
best,
got in for.
best melodic rap performance. That's what I'm saying. Because lastly, Ghost Ride,
Interesting.
Lil Uzi Vert featuring Brent Fayez or Fayez. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your
Yeah.
name, Brent Fayez or Fayez. But just to kind of go back to your point about Shabusi, because now I see you harping, and I'm glad that your wheels are turning, Scott. Because, and I'm not gonna harp on this too long to the audience, but I say that because they said Tyler the Creator also has gotten in. I didn't get the list for it, but I think it's like a pop song, or it was a very niche category. And
Yeah.
I find it interesting because it's like, of course, you aim high, but like, let's say like best melodic rap, Scott Paul gets a nom. Scott Paul gets an award. Yo, you are now Grammy Award winning Scott Paul. It doesn't matter how you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you crossed the finish line, bro.
Yeah.
You got the
Yeah.
medal.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't have to. You know, you. I mean, look how long it took Beyonce to get best album or album of the year. You know, or
Yeah,
best artist.
yeah.
You know,
She did
like
get
so it's
country
like,
album for that.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. So you
yeah,
gotta.
and
You,
so on. Speaking of Beyonce, right? So after she got best album of the year, their next course of action was changing country, and then also making another category for alternative country, to kind of separate, right?
that's what
So
it
that's
was
why I
for.
like
That's what it was
this
for Tyler.
Shabuzi.
Yes, yes. That's what it was for Tari. But Tyler got like
Yeah,
alternative performance or something like that. Thank you.
yeah. So I mean, this is one of them conversations, but just how the goalposts get moved. You know what I'm saying? For black, like if a white artist made a bar song, do you think that they would be in the melodic rap category?
No,
When I
you got a
like when you
point.
listen to a bar song by Shabuzi, does that sound like a rap song to you at all?
At all? No, no, no. At best,
It has
pop.
rap elements. It's obviously a derivative of Tipsy, but like that's a it's a country pop song.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
don't. I
that.
can't.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it
mad at him for
is.
being in the
You just
category.
nailed it.
To
Yeah,
me, that's
same.
just like there's only one reason why he's in the category, though.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
because he's
mean?
black. Yeah,
There's only
like
one
that's what I'm
reason
saying.
he's
Like,
there. Yeah,
because he's a black man, and like you're like, oh, black and rap. You
yeah,
know, black rap, and it's just like, I mean, excellent point, Scott.
yeah.
And it also
That's
goes back to the
interesting.
point that we just made earlier about equality and what it looks like. Because at the same time,
Yeah,
it's like if he wins that category, he gets his award. You have to like now his bag goes up, everything. It don't matter what you tie
yeah,
me to. I am a Grammy award winning artist. It don't matter what you
yeah,
tie it to.
yeah. No, I mean the thing. There's no like to me. There's no difference between like melodic rap. Like that is just as prestigious as winning the best. Like I'm a melodic rapper,
You are,
so I
yeah.
wouldn't. If I had to go up against Kendrick Lamar, like we make different types of music, I would rather us be in different categories. So even when when Beyonce, when after that happened with Beyonce, and they announced that they were making another category, like I wasn't mad at that because like I don't listen to country like that, right? But the old like typical country is different from the country that's out now. I've heard people say that about Taylor Swift for years, that she's not,
Right.
real
She's
country or
not
whatever.
right.
So
Right.
I'm not mad at that, and I've always thought it was crazy that like 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 yeah, like a Soldier Boy and a Nas are in the same category. Like you know what I'm saying? There's different when it comes to singing. There's country, R&B, pop, gospel, all this. When it comes to rap, there's rap. There's only one category for rap. You feel what I'm saying? Whereas if you're a singer, you could be singing in all these different genres. Whereas with rap, you can rap in different genres too, but it's all put under rap.
Right.
You feel me? And I always thought that needed to be broken up so that more artists could have, more artists could get that recognition because,
Right.
yeah, a
And
lot of
not
these people that you
bottleneck.
put against each other, in the same category really aren't like in the same category like that. So, yeah, but
It's
I
like you're
wanted to talk
hurting.
about some of the yeah. So and just
No, you're
sort of
good.
a hard transition. I wanted to shout out. We didn't get to talk about this. We wanted to before, but for Ty Dolla $ign a little while back,
Oh man.
he
Oof.
launched his record label. Well, he dropped the album and then he launched a record label. It's EZMNY.
Okay.
There's probably a way to say that.
Okay. Easy.
I've never heard it said, so I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but EZMNY is the name of his label, and he signed a
Okay.
few artists to it, including Leon Thomas, who had
Eat.
the
Oof.
mega viral, mega huge hit Mutt. He's probably the main signee under that, and then another one of the signees is Busy Crook, who is one of the writers for Mutt. He wrote. He's a He's at this point he's a pretty established writer, but he wrote has written a few songs for Leon Thomas, also Giveon, who he also has another nomination for. But Busy Crook is nominated for five Grammy nominations. So big shout out to Busy Crook and
living up to his name.
And so yeah, right. Yeah, he about to steal some awards real quick. Nah, but so I first met Busy Crook in 2014 when I produced a concert. It was the first concert that I produced, and it was with Kid Ink as the headliner, Starling Ballroom, Sayreville, New Jersey, Jersey. And Busy Crook was one of the openers. I didn't know him at that time, but I guess Kid Ink brought him, and that's when I got familiar with him. And then a little while later, I had another show with him that I was just like an opener for Chris Webby, and Busy Crook was the another opener for that as well. So I got to meet him there, and I've just kind of kept tabs on him over the years. And so this is like, he's been in the game over 10 years, and as an artist, there's a lot. It's a crazy journey as an artist, and sometimes. You're not able to.
I love that.
That's so dope. I love that.
Right? And we all have our different journeys, and sometimes like it just you end up getting knocked out of the game for whatever reason. Life gets in the way, or your goals or ambitions may change, whatever it is. But to see Busy stay consistent and just find different avenues to do this thing that he loves, and now after all this time in the game, to be like to not just get a Grammy nomination, but to get 5 of them things after this song that he wrote. I think he said he wrote the song back in like 2019 or something like that.
See that?
Mutt. So it's just to see it materialize how it is, and now he's got 5 nominations. He's got a platinum record. He's got all these things. So it's big shout out to him, and just for any artists that are out there listening or watching, just don't rush God's timing.
For real, divine timing.
Do your thing. Sharpen your craft, do your thing, and just keep chopping at the tree, man. Eventually, it's gonna
just
fall.
be prepared for when it comes. Prepare yourself for when it comes. Like, don't harp yourself. And this is something that I've been working on, even for myself, man. So I'm not trying to be giving advice that I'm not applying to my own life. But man, like sometimes you have to master the area that you're in, so you could progress to go forward.
Absolutely.
I've always, as much as I love being an artist, my heart really lied into the DNA and the fabric and the business of music, and to see where the structure and business of music is right now, to the point where like record labels are dissolved. You don't even have a lot of the old guard is so different, and it's like there's no real artist development, and they're looking for all of these artists to already be pretty much pre-established, where they're just throwing on they're just throwing on, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm all about like an artist who is putting in the work, earning their stripes, and going through the fire, because eventually, like, if you stick to it, it will pay off for you. If that's where your heart is and that's what you want to do. Just be ready for when the opportunity arrives. And shout out to my man, bro.
Yeah. It's good to see, man. It's good to see. Keep working, artists. And sticking on the art. So AI, right? AI has been sort of a topic for a while, just in general, but especially in the music game. I think probably last year is when the music generators. Yeah, last year is when the generative music generators started coming out, and now. They're like, bro, they make some like real good sounding stuff. It's as an artist, it's very annoying. It's very annoying, right? You know why it's annoying? Is because artists have got like our work has been like devalued always, especially independent artists.
Yeah.
And now like anybody could make a legit sounding, song,
My
And
boy
the
did
way
it.
that they're able to make these legit sounding songs so quickly is off of like stolen music that these AIs got to train on, and now they make this incredibly sounding stuff that's trained off of, off this music that they didn't have to pay for. I mean, I heard Universal and Udio, which is one of the main AI music
Which is crazy. Beefing, now they
services, like
cool.
now they're cool, and it's like it's scary season, bro, because like nobody wants to not pay artists more than record labels. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if record labels can have a clear avenue to like work with AI music generators, and like if they can bypass artists, like don't be naive enough to think that they're not going to. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, please.
artists
Oh,
out there, like
we're talking about cutting overhead.
yeah,
We're talking about things that never be late. And just a quick snippet. This is an AI track that my boy did. Really quick.
did you hear
The
did you hear the one that's charting?
Oh no.
Look up
Let me pull this up.
uh
Am I still in the? Did I black out?
look
Sorry, y'all, if I blacked out. I'm just doing some research for the pod, y'all. What's the artist name,
yeah,
Scott? I'm
look
on
up
mute.
it's Xania, it's Xanai Monet.
Monet.
So I haven't heard this. Yeah, Monet, Monet.
Gotcha.
So to anybody watching,
Wow.
listening, we're
Oh
about
God,
to.
I
If you
did see
haven't heard this,
her. Yeah, cause she
yeah.
looks like
So I
old
haven't listened
girl.
to it because it's just so from the name to obviously the music, because the music has to be derivative because it's AI, so it's not going to be created. It's just going to be taken. So I haven't had the desire to listen to it because
I don't blame
I don't
you.
know why would I do that, but
Right.
one thing I have been listening to, bro, like so they've been remixing rap songs, like making them like old school. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's this fire remix of Many Men by 50 Cent
I
where he's
seen
like
it. Yeah,
singing
it's
like
hard.
a
Yeah, it's hard, bro. It's very, very, very soulful.
I hate how much I love it, bro. I hate
Yeah.
how much I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Same. Like it's
yeah, did
hard,
you
bro. I found it. I'm about to actually I'm about to do it right now. Um are we is everybody able to see? And
yeah,
we're gonna
oh boy.
can we hear that? I hope we can.
You see that 6 million views in 2 months.
It's crazy. I wonder how much it just like bot generated.
Bro, if we get a copyright strike on this, by the way,
Yeah, I thought about that too. That's why I'm gonna keep talking.
no, we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it, but
We gonna go hard.
YouTube, if you give us a strike,
So I fell for the ones that lied just right. He
Y'all wrong
never
for that.
pulled my chair or checked my friends. Never showed me what to lose or what to defend. So I chased love with an open wound, looking for something I was never introduced to.
All right, that's what we're gonna give y'all because we
yeah, that's what we're gonna give y'all.
that
Yeah, I don't know, man.
that's insane. That's insane. Like it almost got me. I'm like,
No, the thing is, if you don't know, that's gonna sound like a real song. So it's
that is.
I
Bro.
don't know, man. It's spooky season
Yeah.
for artists. It's
Well, you know
spooky
what? I'm gonna
season
take this
'cause-
opportunity to announce it. I'm actually about to get in the lab, and I'm gonna crank out
Okay.
something. I'm gonna experiment with this,
All right.
guys. I am a scientist. I am a musician, and I'm an artist by nature. So what I'm gonna do is, because we've, as you have heard, the sample track that my buddy Corey did. So I'm gonna hop on it. I'm gonna touch base and see if how interesting this experiment can go, and if this is something that is going to be here to stay, because it appears that way. Just like Scott said, if someone doesn't know the difference, and you're just here for this, if good music is always going to be good music, you know. So if it
like,
sounds
we're just gonna be
aesthetically
flooded
good,
with it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just because we're gonna be flooded with like inauthentic music. Inauthentic meaning like the lyrics may be real. So as a songwriter, it is exciting because there's a lot of things like I've written for a lot. I've written for artists and stuff like that. But sometimes like I don't have a singer who could sing this song, so now I could just have an AI to do that. So there's things that are cool about it, right? But it would be cool if you could use it as part of your process, not as the end all be all, which is what it's going to be now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you can just like create a song in 5 minutes, have it uploaded to the DSPs in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, literally,
upload it
because
3 days later.
no, you're not lying, bro. The song that I sampled y'all earlier that my boy did, yo, it's available on Spotify. It has it has album art. It's again.
So,
I'm
what
about
I
to
mean?
experiment with
If
this.
anybody can do, so if anybody can do it, like a lot of people will. So we're just gonna be like inundated with like AI music that there is not a real performer. You could never see it live, and everything like that. But most people don't go out and see artists live. So I don't know. It's like I've said this before that I think that we're probably not going to see like the Drakes, Kendricks, Coles, even the Bad Bunny. So more than anything, I'm talking about artists that are superstars, megastars for like a
Right.
decade. Right? I think that the way that people consume music has changed so much, and they move on from music so fast. And now we have AI music. I think
Yeah.
that
You,
like
I
how
say,
video
yo,
killed the radio star.
yeah.
I think
Oh,
AI
yeah.
is gonna kill the
Ooh.
superstar.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
AI is killing the jukebox. AI is killing the
Yeah.
playlist. You know, AI is
I think AI is just gonna kill the superstar. I don't think we're
ooh.
gonna have 10 year,
New book by
15
Scott
year.
Paul coming
Yeah.
soon. AI killed the superstar.
What was that? New book by Scott Paul. Hey man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, that's why, bro. For me, I make music, so I still am absolutely 100% still passionate about music, and I still want to take it to the highest levels, right? I still want to travel the world, perform my music, share my music, all that, right? But I understand the landscape that we're in, and I know that it sucks because like in the same decade that we have all this distribution, now we have all these channels where you can independently put your music up. We have all these channels where
Right.
you can independently promote yourself through, TikTok and, all these like, free outlets at the same time. Also, we get all this AI slop, because same thing for content creators, right? In the same way that now there's all this AI generated music, there's so much AI generated content where you don't even know it's real or not. So you have people who make a living being content creators that they have to who have like real talent and who really invest their time and their effort into these things, but now they're competing against people who just like who type prompts and who know how to manipulate algorithms and who know how to deceive people in that way. It's like
Listen,
and that where we're at right now, we're at the beginning of that, so that's only going to get a lot worse.
I'm
You
glad
know what
that
I
you
mean?
kind of mentioned that. No, I'm glad you mentioned that, especially like the touch on AI. And I use it to segue into the big beautiful bill that you wanted to discuss for some time. Part of the big beautiful bill was the cybersecurity and the AI effects, and there was some highlights that stood out to me about it. And it was the federal cuts to tech oversight, which is programs like the
Yeah.
MITRE, the CVE face funding uncertainty, raising concerns about national vulnerability to cyber threats. AI regulations left to the states now. So it is a proposed 10-year federal ban on state/local AI laws was removed, meaning states can now set their own rules
Yeah,
regarding
so
AI.
Yeah, that was removed because that was crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine they're like, yeah, yo, there's no federal oversight over AI. Like Alabama, you can decide, like, you know what I'm saying, what
gonna
they do
have
out
turn
there.
Martin Luther King white. You know, matter of fact, they would have kept the AI other King family. I'm glad that they stepped up and said something about that because I was getting out of hand, man. It's like,
Yeah, was
speaking
sore.
of that, part of it was
Yeah.
no new federal privacy or ethic rules, despite public support for national AI safeguards. The bills does not impose new protection. You know, so it's implications like you can get. It's funny how I think like the deep fakes really wasn't becoming a huge problem until the it went viral. I sound crazy to say this, but I wish I would have kept it for research purposes. Or, but remember when they had that Taylor Swift and she was at a game and Taylor had like the body. You remember seeing that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like we was like, whoa, like Taylor got yeeks, like it was crazy, and that's when I feel like that, and now more recently, like with the King family coming up and saying, because I like when they had Martin Luther King getting like the drip and him and Malcolm X battle rapping, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like the only thing I really kind of felt was when he said, you know, I no longer dream, I am the dream. Like that was kind of hard, but in reality, you cannot disrespect legacies like Martin Luther King and Malcolm
Yeah.
X because then you're going to take it a step further, and then I believe that you begin to cross religious lines, and people then to let their imaginations or their hatred go too far. So I think you really have to have some protocols in place. I think it needs to be kind of similar. Like people just can't say what they want to do. People can't post certain things without forewarning and disclaimers. It needs to be treated the same with artificial intelligence. It's becoming to the point where you're seeing videos like, families at the zoo and the kid falls into the lion's den. The mother jumps down and says, "Oh, it's gonna be okay." It's like it's gonna get to a point where, or the kids that were going trick or treating and the cat jumps on the kid's head and the dog runs out and chases it. It looked for a slight second, it kind of looks real.
Yeah, it looks real, bro. And the way it looks right now is the worst it's ever gonna look.
It exactly because it's only going to get better. And I tell people, I just came from a cybersecurity conference over almost 2 weeks ago. I participated in this exercise where I was speaking, and I spoke for like almost a minute, and I was just saying random things. I was just talking, rambling as I can do, and my coworker typed in a multitude of different things of just making things up, and it sounds just like me. You and I have enough material out here, where someone can grab our
Absolutely.
voices and modify it to make it
Yo,
say
I could be
anything.
deep fake to hell.
Right
Absolutely.
now,
Yeah.
I should deep fake you.
Yeah.
I should deep fake Scott
You
Paul,
should.
bro. Nah, bro, that we get Akon did it. We get 2 checks, bro. We get 2 checks.
Nah,
I grow the hair back and
it's
everything,
spooky
bro.
season
We just
out
be
here.
performing. I had the lights.
But yo, to what you're saying about all these the security stuff with the AI and how it's all set up in the big beautiful bill. Something to remember is that at the inauguration, remember you had Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, homie from Google, I forget. You had all the
Yeah, I
top
forget his
tech
name too.
billionaires, all the top AI people, front seat at the, you know what I'm saying, at the inauguration. Well, not the inauguration, but the ceremony before that. Say all
Right.
that to say, like, it's same thing with like the presidency was bought, right? We this isn't like a conspiracy theory, right? They're
Right.
just use your Googles, right? The checks,
Mm-hmm.
they're out there. We know how much specific people and specific companies put towards
Contributed.
installing this president. Yeah, and there's like, there's things that are there's deals that are made. Like there's quid pro quo. You know, they're giving this money with the expectation of getting something back, and
Right.
what they're getting back is no leash.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so yeah, man.
That's
I'm
crazy,
not.
man.
I really try not to be a doom and gloom guy. I just like to.
Nah, bro, you gotta hit these people
I'm
because,
a
like, we may have to spark that curiosity with these type of
yeah,
conversations for someone to go further explore that, Scott. Someone may not be aware of that.
yeah,
Someone may not be
true.
like, hey, let me use my resources to go research something like that to further get a better understanding to why things have
Understand it.
yes, to reach
Yeah.
to where they are, especially in regards to that, because you got to take a look at things like in that sense when you got people like those tech titans in one room, it's only to benefit, you know, that it's for a common interest.
Yes, yes, and I mean, even like you see with like news and media, how that's being controlled by so few people. So you have like Jeff Bezos, who's Jeff Bezos, right? He owns the Washington Post, you know, one of the richest men in the world. He owns his media. You have Elon Musk, who's the richest man in the world. He owns Twitter, you know, the arguably the biggest, you know, public square there.
Yeah.
So you have
Yep.
like Larry Ellison from Oracle.
Oh
They're the
God.
ones who they're you know, big part of the TikTok deal that you know, TikTok was bought for $14 billion by a U.S. company, Oracle being like the
Oh, what
main
happened?
one.
I didn't know
That's
it
owned
happened.
by
That was quiet to me. I'm
yeah,
surprised I
yeah,
missed that. I'm
yeah,
surprised I missed
right.
that.
Yep. So that's so Larry Ellison, he's the owner of, you know, Oracle, and so they got the TikTok deal. So they have all that, you know, data infrastructure. And then David Ellison, who's Larry Ellison's son, he's I think the CEO of Paramount or something. But you know, there was that big like $1 billion Skydance Paramount merger, which
Right.
is like film, TV, like news power. So you know, together there you have, you know, content distribution and like you just have narrative control with that family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then obviously Zuckerberg and the whole metaverse. So you have Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, all that. You just have so few people controlling
Communication.
so much of what we're seeing,
The
so
communication and
much of
public
the
narrative.
media
Yeah.
that communication and public narrative. And that's a very important turn of phrase that you use, man. The public narrative, because truth is different from narrative, right? And the most resourceful, powerful people in the world have full control over the narrative. And that's just something,
That's
that's
facts.
just
You know, when you
just know
harp on
about
it,
it, people. I'm not
just
saying be
please,
scared.
just know, be aware. And it's funny that you had mentioned those companies because I know you probably heard about the more recent news with Nvidia, how late October that the stock surged past $5 trillion in its
Yeah,
market
five
value.
trillion dollars, bro. $5 trillion, bro.
Yo, 3 months after it crossed 4 trillion, so 90 days later,
Yeah,
it rose for like because I kept wondering like why my portfolio was jumping. So what it really
bro. We've been talking
does,
about this bubble. We've
yo,
been talking
AI
about this
dom-
AI
and
bubble, man.
Nvidia controls 80 to 90% of the global AI chip market, bro, making it the go-to supplier for data centers, man, and tech giants. So supercomputers, they're about to expand 7 AI supercomputers for the U.S. government, so they're going to power defense. The CEO, Jensen Huang, is expected $500 billion in AI chip sales, reinforcing investors' confidence, man. And the global impact is obviously tech rivalry with China. NVIDIA's now, their chips are now central to U.S. AI strategy, making them a flashpoint to geopolitical tech competitions. And then the market leaders, so now that they rank ahead of Microsoft, Apple, and Google, aka Alphabet, Amazon, and Meta.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah,
like
no,
Scott said,
they're the only $5 trillion company. Yeah.
yes, like they have enough to buy all these companies probably over. You know, like it's going to be very very interesting moving forward to see how the development is going to happen, especially in regards to geopolitical defensive strategies, such as, like, you know, obviously a lot of the U.S. budget goes to the military, and that's for a reason. It's because, you know, you're trying to police the world. With AI,
We're trying to police the world, but also they're trying to make this money. Yo, the Pentagon hasn't passed an audit. Last time I checked, it was 7 years. But then I learned that they started doing audits 7 years ago. So it's ever since they started being audited, and fact check this for me, people. But ever since they started doing audits for the Pentagon, they haven't passed one audit. So there's a reason why we have a big military budget, obviously, and we're two guys on the internet, so do your Googles, do your research, and all that, right? So, but you know, from my perspective, obviously we do need a robust military budget, make sure that we're safe, you know, so that we can be offensive and defensive, all that. But do we need it to be as big as it is? Do we need to invade all the countries? Do we need to do all the things that we're doing? Do we need to? There's a lot of people that the contractors are who make the money. Like, they make a lot of money, and we don't know where most of this money goes.
and that's
We
the
just
thing
don't know
too.
where it goes.
With the implementation, with them implementing AI, can it be a need to restructure the overhead? Like, can you go from a 98% military defense budget to perhaps 90%? Like, that 8% goes a huge long way, man.
Bro, there's no, with AI, they're not going to, the goal is not to spend less money. Is to spend less money on people.
Facts.
You feel me?
Right. So and even then, but if you reallocated 8% of that budget and you chop that 8% down, whether it's 1 to 2%, and were to repurpose it to, you know, let's say 2% went to healthcare, and when I say healthcare, I don't mean like insurances. I'm talking about like the health budget, like, hey, hospitals, diagnostic imaging, you know, the basic needs of people just getting their blood work done, you know, to that, I think it can help repurpose so much. I think it's too much muck, man, and grime to clean up. It's too much corruption to get through, and it's just like people
Boom,
just like
boom.
greedy,
No, bro,
bro.
you're hitting it. You're hitting it. It's the correct. Yo, that's why the idea of Doge is attractive. The idea of, like, Department of Government efficiency, where you're going to go through and you're going to make sure everything is as efficient as possible. You're going to cut out all the excess. You're going to do all that. But Doge, they went in and they fired all the inspectors generals, which are the people who investigate that stuff. First thing they did was they fired the people who are in charge of inspecting the different departments to make sure that they're running efficiently. It was never about efficiency. It was all about cost cutting. You know what I'm saying?
Cutting.
It was all about
Exactly.
cutting things that they felt were unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Was not about efficiency. And to what you're talking about, like, if they've reallocated this amount to, like, yes, I mean, we could talk about Snap right now, right?
Right.
People talk about the detractors from Snap, you know, the people that don't care about the fact that people are losing their Snap benefits, which there's a lot of ignorance, you know, around that. I think that, so a lot of people are unaware that most people that are on Snap do work. I believe most of them are working full time. You should look up the amount of people that work at, like, Walmart or McDonald's or these places that are on Snap. And whatever you feel about how hard it is to work at these places, if you're working full time at a company that profits billions of dollars every year, you shouldn't be on government assistance. Like, that's just whatever. That's how I see it. You may see that.
True.
You may see that differently. But so, but even if we're to cut SNAP completely, that money would not go into your pockets. First of all, it costs us all like $40 a year to fund SNAP. It's not like we're paying thousands of dollars a year. Yeah. So, but that money wouldn't go back. We would just spend it on the military, or we would spend it on presidential ballroom. Like, it's not like we're going to save this money here on SNAP or healthcare and then it's going to go to the people. Like, they're going to use the money on something. So I'm probably more in favor of like a small government. I don't like our government to be overspending, but I just think the things that we spend on should be for the people, you know?
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. That's how I see it. What are you looking up over there, brother?
I got a few things about, because you were making a very, very excellent point there, Scott. I do also believe in, like, I think you just need more. I think the smaller the government, it's like almost like having smaller classrooms. You get much more efficient attention, and things get addressed, and oversight is much more tightened. SNAP benefits, because I'm in North Carolina. I know like you're in Texas. We're in two different states, and we're very kinetic. We move around a lot, because you're also in Jersey a lot, as much as myself. So I know here in North Carolina that the SNAP benefits affected 1.9 million people, 580,000 being children, 43,000 being infants. Partial benefits were issued November the 7th, but full payments were paused after the Supreme Court ruling allowed the Trump administration to block distribution. The governor here, Josh Stein, did call it political chaos, using just a swift resolution to restore food security. SNAP does inject $230 million to $250 million monthly into North Carolina's economy. We are encroaching almost 2 weeks. Yeah. So we're encroaching 2 weeks of this. So, you know, if you would have just kind of chopped it in half, that's almost $125 million that hasn't been injected into the economy. And the local responses, the food banks here, even like I work in the Triangle and the Western counties, which is like I reside in a Western county. They're ramping up food aid, which I've even heard about. Buncombe County has alone 29,000 recipients, and I think Robeson County led with their SNAP recipients. Now, just to kind of give a much more realistic view, like Scott said, a lot of people do work who do receive SNAP. Some of it are individuals who could be even elderly, whether they're on fixed income, such as Social Security or disability. So just to kind of bring it into a real world perspective, two real world perspective. One from a working class mom, let's say in Greensboro, and I'm gonna give another one about like a landlord from Charlotte. So I'm gonna make up like Tasha in Greensboro. She's a single mom, has 2 kids. But before, like, you know, like as far as like the big beautiful bill, you know, in regard to that as well, because that kind of affected with SNAP. Tasha worked full time at the local clinic. You know, let's say she made like $42,000 a year. She got like pretty modest tax credits. But she also relied on Medicaid for her children. You know, that really helped her out. But, you know, big, beautiful bill, SNAP benefits, you know, her paycheck is going to be slightly bigger due to the lower income taxes. Her child tax credit is going to probably nearly double. But Medicaid cuts could mean that she's going to have to come out her pocket more when her children go to the dentist or go to the hospital for checkups. So that could be
actually,
much of a dilemma.
Sorry to cut you off, but one of the things that Key to the City, shout out Key to the City, you know, real estate and financial services. So something that we're doing right now is that we're helping companies enroll in healthcare for next year, because, you know, open enrollment starts November 1st. So, bro, I'm seeing firsthand how much these healthcare costs are going up and these premiums are going up.
Please touch on it. Scott. Please touch on it. That's very important.
So, bro, it's been sad to see, because I've gotten like I'm in it, right? So I'm actually like talking with these different people, getting them enrolled, like, and seeing how many people are declining coverage that they had last year because it's too expensive now.
Right. I'm
It's
doubling
very
mine.
sad, bro.
Here I am.
Like
on the
you're saying your
opposite.
costs are
Yeah.
doubling.
No, like I'm trying to strengthen mine so I can get better services. Like I'm just
Oh,
like, all right, well, I'll
oh,
pay
gotcha. I
more
mean,
so I can
have you
receive
looked
better.
into the cost of it?
Yeah, you know, I'm
Like,
comparing both.
have you seen what the premium, the difference in the premiums?
Compared to what I had before, yeah, it's like for the packages that I want, it costs more. For the services that I need rendered, I'm hoping it's still. I'm only limited to what my occupation offers, though. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would have to
yeah.
shop.
But through
You know,
there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. So you
yeah.
haven't seen exactly what all those numbers are. Yeah, nah, bro. Actually going through it, it's like the numbers are like dramatic, bro. So I'm seeing people getting less coverage for themselves, getting less like having to pick which coverage they want for them and their family, to be able to afford it. So
Right.
like with this shutdown, we talked about this before, earlier in the episode, how everybody takes everything political. They see it all through this partisan lens, and I really want to just encourage people to try not to see these political issues through a partisan lens. Because when it comes to something like this, like everybody puts it on like, oh, this is the Democrat shutdown, it's the Democrat
Yeah.
shutdown,
Yeah.
which
So I just whole debate with
um
that.
where
Continue.
Republicans
Yeah.
they hold every branch of the government, right? And unless you believe that like one party rule is okay, which you don't actually, nobody actually believes that. They only believe it when their party is in power, right? You want to have a situation where both parties have to come and at least talk to each other, right? Especially in the climate now, right? So, but they're calling it the Democrat shutdown, and because Democrats are holding it until these certain concessions are made around like these tax credits and stuff. And I'm not going to say whether or not this was the right course of action to address this, but I will say the spirit of the argument is very real and very true. It's not a fear mongering tactic that
Right.
unless they do these things, your healthcare costs are going to shoot up. They already are. It's a fact now. It's already anybody. Your premiums for next year are going to be higher than they were this year. It's already locked in. November 1st already started. Premiums are locked in. So I know Charlemagne the God was talking about how at this point Democrats kind of lost the fight. They might as well just open up the government because the premiums are set, and I'm not saying I agree with him, but I understand where he's coming from. Where these flights are crazy. The airports are running in Houston.
I'm glad.
There's
I'm not
bro
glad
in
that they're like
Houston.
running
There's
crazy.
3.5.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
it's a bit of
Yo,
delay. I don't want
there's-
nobody thinking that I'm saying that I'm happy there's chaos. Yeah.
Gotcha. What were you saying you're happy about?
No, I'm saying like I'm happy that I flown when I did because I had a flight. I just had to cancel the trip. Like that was coming up like in 2 weeks. So I'm just like, no, forget this. Like, you about to have me, bro.
Yo, they
I'm
have in a
too old for this. And
in a IAH. I'm sorry, bro. It's the delay. We keep cutting each other off. My bad, man. But in the Houston airport, the IAH, there was like a 3.5 hour line for pre-check.
And when? Since
I'm
when?
walking,
In the
bro.
name of
I'm
that, bro,
walking.
bro, catch that. Uber helicopter me. Yo, Uber. Man down. Uber helicopter me, yo. I'm calling a favor, bro. Yo, give me that joint that Batman had. Remember in Batman when he just got snatched? Give me that, bro. Because I'm not waiting here for nobody.
I will take
bro.
that over. Nah, bro, it's insane.
I got
So
too many
there's
credit cards for
these real effects that are happen. Obviously, a lot of people are out of jobs. All these things.
That's how fast I want to disappear. How Scott did, like that.
Yeah.
Give me Goku.
So yeah, the airport, the SNAP benefits is, I see why. I see why the fight is happening though. For healthcare, I think it is very important, but also it also brings up that like we do need a long term like
Solution.
healthcare, like the Affordable Care Act that needs to be built upon, and I think that was always for me that was always the expectation. I mean, you're not gonna introduce like a revolutionary, groundbreaking, program and expect it to run right away. But it's funny because these subsidies that the Democrats want for the Affordable Care Act right now, it's basically like what happened. Basically what happened is that the current iteration of the Obamacare is back to what it was initially without the subsidies, and that's why the rates are so high. So what Obamacare was initially, the ACA, it always needed to be worked on. The problem is after Obama came, Trump came right after, who hated Obama and wanted to get rid of everything, right? So he never built on Obamacare. He just tried to get rid of it. He wasn't able to because John McCain, didn't let that happen. And then
rest in peace, John McCain.
Biden came in. Rest in peace, John McCain. Then Biden came through, and there was. He didn't do anything with healthcare, but also he's dealing with inflation and COVID and everything like that. So, but then. Remember, Trump said on his campaign, everybody's going to have health care and it's going to be great. He also said, I have a concept of a plan. I don't think anybody actually believes that he's going to do anything to improve our healthcare system or increase access to healthcare for people. So I say all that to say, and again, I'm not caping for Democrats. This is a real fight that needs to be had. Again, I don't know if this is the right channel to have it. Doing shutting down.
Yes, it is.
But that's why I'm not arguing against it.
Hey,
you know what I mean? I'm not arguing against it because it's a fight that needs to happen. Yeah.
You ain't caping for Democrats. They about to look up your whole political history and see the party you ran under. Be like, he lying. He lying.
Yeah, I mean, look. So I am independent. I'm a registered independent. I was a registered Democrat for 1 year, and that was the year that I ran for office. The year that I was approached to run for office, and all that.
They made him.
They asked multiple times. I ended up doing it. So I was only
jumped him.
I was only a registered party affiliate for 1 year, right?
Let's make
because
that
I
clear.
really listen to all sides. I really take it all in. I really try to do what makes sense. And I think for your average person who's not a political operative or a politician or anything like that, you really should treat yourself like a free agent. I think it's what is the team offering you? You know what I mean? What are they down to put on paper, and go with the team that that gives you the best contract.
I got a hot take, yo. I got a hot take. You ready?
Talk to me.
All right, because it's like political, right? So I kind of get approached about kind of running for mayor, right? So I was kind of playing with the thought. Now, I don't think I'm political at all. I don't think I should under a microscope. That's a whole other episode, which we'll probably hop on. Long story long is, I got some connects. So I was talking to someone like the people I know in the force, and I was like, yo, how y'all feel about stop and frisk? They was like, what? They was like, nah, yo, that's that New York stuff. I was like, yeah. I was like, how would y'all feel if I was man and I implemented that? And they was like, so I was like, yo, look, I understand New York, that was kind of crazy. However, every time I did get caught up in it, I was a little dirty, right? It's a lot of guns. It's a lot of guns in Durham. They 12 with switches, bro. Like, I can't go into too much detail, but
So
it's
you're saying
it's
as mayor,
ongoing.
you would implement stop and frisk?
I'm just saying, it's 4 or 5 y'all in the car. It's 4 or 5 y'all in the
because
car. You're playing a little dirt. And you got on ski mask and 80 degrees. I need everybody out the vehicle. I need everybody to step out. And I need IDs. And hey, oh look, it's a switch. I heard it from them. They don't care about the drugs, y'all. I don't want to hear about it smelling like the loud. We don't care about the za. We care about the rah. So if you got that thing on you, bro. Cause look, man, I'm trying to save lives. This is crazy. When you got listen, I can't go into too much detail. All I'm gonna say is that it's an ongoing case where these juveniles try to rob a man for his gun. He obviously didn't get it, which is crazy. You're trying to rob someone for a gun, with a gun, and he protected himself. But in the midst of things happening, it escalated that these juveniles fired and hit this man. So it was like intent to kill. You gotta one, we're the parents. And then two, it's just like, yo, you need something in place to preventative measures because like these juveniles may possibly get off. So it's just like
How?
I gotta tell you off here, bro. It's crazy. Like it's like
Okay,
it really will shock you. Like you'd be like, because you come from the history of it. Like when you really put your life into perspective, like the way when I came up, I wasn't no angel, and I look back at things like, yo. Dang, like, I mean, the way things get handled, every case ain't the same, but every situation, like, you got to think about, like, impacting your community. When you got young juveniles with access to guns that can kill people, and this is what they're doing you're just out here with intent to harm and hurt. Like, yo, where are the programs at? Like, why aren't you in a program? Like, bro, if you want
North Carolina... Is North Carolina where Shorty got stabbed on the
Yes, and shout out to Governor Stein. Governor Stein actually blocked a bill that they were trying to pass. Man, I have a connect. Shout out to Dr. Kennedy, Dr. Ruth Kennedy. I love you. A huge pillar in the community. And she told me about the bill that Governor Stein. It's not coming to me right now. But it was a recent bill that was trying to get passed in regard to that young woman being killed on the train, which it would have not have benefited the public in that sense. Like, yeah, we do need more protective measures in place, but I think it was like the death penalty. I think they were trying to like do like death penalty for that gentleman. And it's just like that isn't the answer to it. Like you need let's reallocate these funds to mental health and medical attention, bro. Because like this gentleman is clearly out here bugged out.
So that was the thing with that case, right? And a lot of I think a lot of these details weren't like really blasted out there because the only details that they really needed was there was this pretty young girl that was unprovoked, for no reason, killed in like it was very, very, very sad, right? Mm-hmm. And the guy who did it is somebody who was released under some bail system, but then when you actually look into it, I remember seeing that first of all, the reason that he had gone to jail was it was like some crazy. I don't feel like looking it up at this second, but it was like clearly a mental health thing, right? It was he definitely had a mental health issue, and I think it was like he called the police, and then he ended up going to jail for like a fake police report kind of thing.
Got you.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Look it up, but it's not.
Right now.
Yeah, people made it seem like it was just like he was out there committing all these crimes and they just didn't want to keep him in jail, and that's not exactly how it went. And if North Carolina, and this isn't just putting it on North Carolina, we clearly need more mental health resources out there, and if we the population is going to keep growing. Life is going to continue getting more stressful. There's going to be more mental illness. We need to have safeguards for that. We need to have, we need to have the proper health care for that, or else things like this are going to happen. And obviously personal accountability is very important. I don't know this guy at all. Like, I'm obviously not opposed to this guy going to jail. I don't, whatever it may be, but the long-term solution isn't demonizing this crazy guy having a mental health episode.
He's schizophrenic, bro.
That's not.
He has 14. I'm sorry to cut you off, Scott, but he had 14 prior arrests.
No, you got it.
He's a documented history of violent behavior and schizophrenia. So he was clearly going through an episode, and it led to the unfortunate incident of this young woman who's a refugee losing her life. And we're not going to reheat cold fries, and we're not victim blaming, and we're just trying to really just draw a synopsis of how it goes back to our original point of budgeting. This all goes back to healthcare. This falls under healthcare. This is what Scott was talking about. Your premiums going up. So who's to say that as an individual out here who isn't going to be the next him, may not be that dramatic, may not be that violent, but could lead. Look what happened. Rest in peace to the end. He's slipping my mind right now. The gentleman from I'm thinking about the gentleman from the Jets who just died. But it's also my man from the Cowboys.
Yeah.
This is some serious stuff that's going on out here, man.
24 years old. He scored a touchdown last week.
Just
ended up shooting himself a few days later. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's like I tell people. Marshawn Nealon, that's my man's name. Rest in peace, Marshawn Nealon. Condolences to his family. Condolences to the Dallas Cowboys and that organizations. Not even trying to be funny and to kind of harp on life insurances. This is why, and God forbid, and I hope that they do the right thing, honoring him for the remainder of the season, because that's just nothing but a policy that Jerry Jones is going to cash in. So I hope that he's acknowledged and celebrated and lifted up in an appropriate light and manner. But it is a serious, and anybody out here suffering mentally, struggling with anything as serious as self-harm, please seek help. We're going to include the hotline in the description. That's a very, very serious matter. I've been taking therapy very, very serious this past year. In fact, I got to actually further my help in that trajectory. So I definitely commend anybody out there that's looking to take their mental health serious and get help and speak to somebody, because it was very unfortunate to see the outpour and outcry of his teammates and how they really felt about him, and he will never get the chance to hear that. And the same thing goes back to this individual that was on the train. If this whole time, if his history was showing that he's been suffering in this fashion, this manner, I think something needs to be done by the government, statewide. Of course, federal support is going to come in, but you need much more local protocols in place, because there's nothing in place. I think since we're like the 60s and 70s, there's nothing really in place there's no state-owned mental institutions anymore. Should be. We got more prisons than we got. I think if you take, and there's some, matter of fact, I ain't going to save everything for off air, because maybe somebody needs to hear this and get in contact with us. If you're watching this podcast, let's take the same way we approach, and this is another hot take. The same way that we approach private prison systems, let's form private-owned mental institutions. Get investors to back this. Get sponsors to, replace a cell with a padded room. There's science behind this. Adjust the climate, the lighting, the sounds. Help condition these people and get them conditioned to want to and treat it like a jail. You're miles away from anybody. Put them around nature, put them around serenity, let them get recalibrated to be reintroduced to society. It could be done. Put these people. Have that institution almost set up like a fake town. Like, yo, this is how you go out, and this is how you shop, this is how you interact with people. This is how you deal with daily stressors. What are triggers for people with schizophrenia?
We have more money in this country than any country I've ever had. We have more resources. We have the smartest people, right? We can figure out better things to do. It just may not be as profitable as throwing them in cages and keeping, business moving as usual. It's I'm a businessman. I like enjoying fine things. I like traveling. I like doing things. I'm not opposed to money. I'm not like an anti-capitalist. You know what I'm saying?
We got to repurpose capitalism.
But if we have to
evolve
the disparities. We have. There's a better way to do this capitalism that we're doing. It's not working for 99.9% of people. So if that's the case, and we know that, it's like it's
the triangle offense, bro.
We can change things, and the super rich people will still be super rich. It's just we'll have a better society. You know what I mean?
Like you're trying to run an old offense in a new game, bro. It ain't gonna happen, bro.
Yeah.
Try running from the 1980 in the NFL right now. Watch what's gonna happen to you, bro.
Yeah.
Watch what's gonna happen to you, bro. Like, I'm telling you, you can't not. I'm not on here talking. So you need to take the finer part. We have too much. There's too much access to data now. It's too much information out there for us not to be able to recalibrate and repurpose to be way more effective. Anything else ancillary you can fight for. We need to get the necessities in place. And it's too much out there to not be able to get things in proper perspective. Things can be categorized like people, hardened criminals. Like we should have that figured out by now. That should be universal. Like there's ways to repurpose this stuff. If we're gonna keep hardened criminals alive, yo, bro, under that 13th Amendment, bro, you should be out here having free labor, bro. You just killed somebody. I should be able to work your ass for $1 an hour. What you mean? Like, the hell? I'm about to kill you with labor. Like, bro, go over here and make these microchips. Stupid. Like, no. Like, and the person that's schizophrenic, you gonna get some help too. Like, but if you out here, like, for real, like, some of this stuff, then some of it got to be repurposed. Like I said, we want nice things. We not against a whole lot of, but like, I don't want a repeated offender who's aware what they're doing out here repeating these offenses. Like, all of it ain't awful, but somebody like that gentleman who's on a train who's mentally ill does not, jail wasn't for him. He gonna be in jail bugging. Like, he's gonna be in jail shanking people. Hello, like he may shank the person who's in there for a non-violent crime. Like nah, bro, no. You need to be separated and analyzed and worked on. And if it comes to the conclusion that you're just schizophrenic and you're like this for life, we got protocols in place. Obviously, we can't kill this person, but if you're the hardened criminal, like if you're El Chapo, oh, bro, son, go out here and $1.25 an hour, dog.
Got you.
For real, like.
Well, so last thing. Because we're running kind of late, but we haven't done one of these in a minute, so we want to give y'all some. And this it's a good segue. We're just talking about our our system, right? We're talking about capitalism, how we do all this. So a democratic socialist just became the mayor of the biggest city in America.
Facts.
At the same time, in New Jersey, the Democratic nominee ended up winning, Mikey Sherrill, as well as Dale Caldwell. Shout out Dale Caldwell. We shouted him out one time before on the pod.
Shout out Dale Caldwell.
But yeah,
I like that
name. Yeah, right. Sounds official. But that's our new, governor and lieutenant governor. So and they're the Democratic nominees as well. So that race, it was expected that the Republicans were going to win New Jersey. We're finishing up 8 years of a Democratic governor. It's rare for the incumbent to incumbent party to continue, especially after changing hands.
That's facts.
Yeah,
That's facts.
and but not only did Mike and Cheryl win, but last time I saw it, it was like by like 12 points. It was like it was a big win.
Shout out to
which
Navy veteran, right?
Yeah. Yes, Navy.
Look at you. They showed up, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a big win by the Democrats. It wasn't like a they squeaked by and pulled off like an upset election. It was a big win by the Democrats in New Jersey. Also, like in the conservative county that I'm from, that always votes super red. It still voted red, but there was I think like a 6-point shift, going towards the Democrats, which is wild. Virginia, that was also a race that was supposed to be tight that ended up not being tight.
Abigail Spanberger flipped the government shit
Abigail
from
Spanberger.
Republican to Democrat. And the first state female governor, bro.
Yeah, so that's big for Virginia. So it's a lot of firsts. So Mikey Sherrill's not the first female governor of New Jersey, but she's the first Democratic female one. And then you have in New York your first Muslim, Muslim mayor, Democratic socialist, like 34 years old. So it's like these it's crazy. So it's these historic.
I think about those old racist New Yorkers. This is dropping crazy rhetoric. New Yorkers forgot.
Yo, it's it's crazy because he Zoran won with so many different demographics. Like a lot of people in the 1%, a lot of like millionaires. I think most of them voted for him. Most Jewish people voted for him. Like a lot of these demographics that were told that you should fear this guy, they voted for him, over the other options. And I thought that was interesting. I think we're just seeing a changing tide. I was saying this in another conversation, but it's like the same like unrest and instability and insecurity about the future that got Donald Trump elected is like desperate times call for desperate measures. If the status quo with what people are used to isn't working for them, they're gonna be open to new things. Yep. And Zoran is such a great messenger. He's if you've ever seen him in an interview, ever seen him in a debate, he's like 10 out of 10 every time. He's very polished, especially for being so young. I don't know, it's going to be interesting and I have a lot of friends on either side, on every side, right? All over the spectrum. And I've seen a lot of people celebrating his win and the different wins, which I would expect to. But for me, the time that you celebrate is when legislation gets passed. It's when these things that they say they're going to do, when these things are implemented. Because again, for me, because I'm not like a party operative, getting in power doesn't do anything for me. It's all about what you do with that power. Right. And I think and I hope that these everybody who is elected, just that they follow through for their constituents. Because I mean, what did we see in 2020? Joe Biden, he received a record amount, over 80 million votes. And then he proceeded to
fumble the bag.
Not do a lot of because he didn't do a lot of the things that they weren't able to accomplish. A lot of the things that they that they campaigned on, and that the base that voted for them was expecting them to do. So just because you get in power doesn't mean you're going to stay in power. It doesn't mean that, it doesn't matter how many people came out and voted for you. It doesn't mean that they're going to be there next time, because those same people that, you know, voted him in record numbers wanted him not to run and didn't go out and vote for, you know, Kamala next time around. You know, people look at the last presidential election as this big swing towards Trump, but more than anything, it was people that stayed home. Trump didn't get tons of more votes. The big shift was that the millions of people who voted for Biden just sat home this time, and that's because they didn't believe that that the people were actually going to deliver for them. So for this new round, you know, from New Jersey to Virginia to NYC, for all those people working on those, you know, in those administrations, like, deliver for the people. Congratulations on getting in, but like that's like and I think your mic is muted, but it's like in music, when you sign a record deal, people think that means you made it. Yeah, I got you now. But like when you sign a record deal, people think that that's when you made it. Where it's like, nah, that's when the work starts, bro.
Right, go to work. I'm about to say, I just said that when the mic went down. I said, go to work. You know, congratulations to y'all, but get to work. You made some promises, keep them.
Yeah.
As best as you can. I know that's almost nearly impossible.
Yeah, but exactly, as best as you can. Be authentic with it, and like really, like, prioritize your constituents over your donors. That's like number one. Work your hardest and work your hardest for your constituents, not your donors.
Yes. And
not like, I mean, if you're somebody who gets small dollar donations, so you're getting like, if your donors are the people, then that's one thing. But if it's like, you know, your billionaire, millionaire donors, like that's not gonna keep people voting for you next time around. But I'm sorry I cut you off, brother.
No, you saw it, because I was going to say, you know, when you touched on Kamala, really quick, I would say this in closing. Have you seen, shout out Diary of a CEO? I actually sent you a story about it. My man, he's got some crazy funding too, man. Shout out to my dude. I forget your name. I like your voice. And he
fellow light skin,
right, you know. And he interviewed Kamala. Very, very good interview, man. Very transparent interview. And she kind of harped on.
I didn't see that one.
Bro, check it out, because she got really honest about her and Joe Biden, man. And she was just like, look, I didn't have time to run. This is why I felt like I lost. Like, yo, she kind of really got transparent. I know she kind of had a viral moment this week with that other English woman that kind of checked her. I know she's on a book run right now. I don't think Kamala should run again. My own personal opinion. I think that it should be some new blood in place, but I do think that she should probably, if it is another woman president that has a chance of running, she should probably get a good position with her. You know, since she has that White House. Yeah, she should be within the administration.
I'm sure she can get back for sure. Yeah. Now the next Democratic nominee is going to be a white man. They're done being diverse.
Yeah.
I bet you it's going to be
for real. Yeah. It will. I can see that. They back to the regular scheduled programming now.
Back to the regularly scheduled program. and I'm not saying that that's the right move. And also, like, I mean,
it's the
white move. I agree. I don't think that she should run again. I don't think she was the best person to run in 24, but she was the vice president, and the president dropped out with a few months to go. This was after the primaries. There was no other choice than for her to be the nominee. But I also didn't like her being chosen as the vice president when he chose her back in 2020. I think there was
me neither.
Better choices that he could have made. But at the same time, she was qualified. Like, she was qualified. I hate the argument that she wasn't qualified, right?
Yeah.
Because just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean they're not qualified for the job. You know.
Yeah.
Like, nobody talks about J.D. Vance not being qualified. And J.D. Vance, his first time serving public office was 2022. You feel me? but nobody talks about him being qualified to be the president of the United States.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
And she harped on that. She actually harped on that.
Oh, she did.
On that interview, and not more so his inexperience, but like how serious the vice president position is. And shout out, rest in peace, to President Carter.
Dick Cheney.
No.
Oh, okay.
Hell no.
I was gonna say,
fuck no. What?
Bro, this is why I was like, word? Because no, we're talking. Yo, you're crazy.
Like what? That nigga is in hell, designed by Halliburton.
We're talking about vice president. We're talking about vice president, so I thought you were gonna bring.
Yo, first and foremost, man, Dick Cheney was the president, nigga. Bush was cosplaying as a president, nigga. That was Dick Cheney's plans. He was Ghost Rider. That nigga was anyway, but it was Jimmy Carter who expanded powers to the vice presidents. He says that vice presidents need to be on almost an equal level as a president, because God, if something happens to me, he or she, well, back then it was the 80s, so he need to be able to carry the torch. But also in a sense that I want to also harp on, because when we were talking about the governor of Virginia and how Virginia now has a first woman governor, yo, this is crazy how this is what, about 10 years after Charlottesville? Who would have thought? Damn.
Bro, one thing, I don't even try to project what's coming up anymore.
Me neither. So
unpredictable. There's nothing, because nothing, I mean, in 2015, there's nothing that happened in 2020 that I could have foresaw. Mm-hmm. In 2020, there was nothing that happened in 2024, 2025 that I could have foresaw. So, man, just live your life, stack your coins, do things that you're passionate about, surround yourself with people that you care about or love or are inspired by, whatever it is, and do your best every day. Don't, because who the hell knows, bro?
Good closing bars, bro.
Who the hell knows, man? All right. Thank you, brother. Yeah, man, we did an hour and a half today, man. We did some time. So thank y'all. This was fun coming back. We're going to be back again this week. We'll make sure we get all these clips up and all that. But thank y'all for tuning in. You got any parting words, my man?
Yeah, just like, subscribe, comment. It does help us gain more traction. We are trying to get out there. We need more ears and more eyes on this channel, on this content. We're going to include our links in the description, so please follow both respective parties. Scott Paul, Michael Worthy, I think he's I Am Scott Paul on Instagram. Me, I'm Worldwide Worthy 777 on Instagram. Shout out to everybody who's been rocking out with us these past few weeks, these past few episodes. Is much appreciated. And the love is felt, and we got some surprises coming for y'all, man. Like as Scott always says, man, we getting this thing retooled and repurposed every episode. We're trying to make it much more pleasurable experience for you guys. I'm hoping I want to get much more better equipment and make sure that I'm looking handsome. But
working it out,
y'all. Yeah, man, we working it out, man, and thank y'all for the support.
I'm glad that people get to absolutely. I'm glad the people get to grow with us. Shout out to everybody who's been commenting. I love getting to engage with people off of what we're talking about. Yeah, man, this is as much as it's me and Mike, it's a three-way conversation. It's me, Mike, and Noms. So definitely always feel free to comment. Let us know your thoughts. We'll try to address them on the episodes. But yeah, man, ill-advised, baby. Make sure y'all take this ill advice from the ill-advised guys. Signing off. It's your boy Scott Paul.
Mike Worthy.
Till next time.
What? Ooh.